Go live. There we go. Live video is starting. You're now live. Hello.
Hi.
There we are. No?
No.
What is... What the hell's going on? Oh, man. Are you... Oh, okay. Yeah, we are live. We're live. All right. And here we are again, folks. Sorry we're having some I'm having technical difficulties. Bobby's just fine. But you are at b.hive Productions, night 6 of What's the Buzz at the Hive. And we're basically talk about what's going on here creatively at the Hive, what I've been doing. With the writing, I've been working on the Ballad of Broken Bird, chapter 36 I'm on right now. That is not a horror story. It is it's actually more of a kind of a road story. It's about a Native American guy in his 50s, gets a cancer diagnosis. He's given a year to live, and he decides to sell all his stuff, hop on his motorcycle, and travel across America. And the people that he meets along the way are people that I have met and have changed my life dramatically. So I'm on chapter 36 there. It's a little longer than I thought it was going to be. So but it really helped me cathartically with dealing with some past stuff. I also have 4 short stories that I've finished for my next horror anthology, because you can't give that up because that's just easy stuff to write. One of the stories that I wrote is called Origin of the Anti-Claus. If you remember on last year's holiday special, I read the story, The Anti-Claus is Coming to Town. So I wrote his origin story. Also, another short story called Child Predator, where one of those online child predators gets his comeuppance. And another one called Baggage, which is kind of a ghost story. And I just finished one called Theophany, which is the Greek wording for meeting your God. And it's about a televangelist that thinks he's going to meet God and turns out not to be. So, so that's what I'm working on there. Also, I have an author talk at the Winthrop City Library. They've graciously asked me to come and give us a talk about my writing process, which is kind of chaotic, really, because I'll be writing one story and another story will go in my head, and I'll stop that story and write the other one. And then, so that's kind of my thing. So I'll figure something out to say, or I might just do, a Charles Bukowski and just show up drunk and, never be asked to do one again. So anyhow, so that's on August 22nd. I have that. I just ordered all of my books, and I'm going to donate those to the library. And so that if people want to read my books, they can check them out there. As far as music goes, Mike Burns and myself are going to be playing Bike Night down in Lafayette at Dave's place on Wednesday at 5 p.m. They have a special for motorcyclists to come out and enjoy some food and beverage and some music. And tonight's guest has agreed to come out and play along with us, which will be really fun. So, and that's at 5 p.m. Anyhow, speaking of which, I want to introduce everybody to Winthrop's own Bobby Paulson, who has agreed to come and chat with me for a while. And even though we've done this whole entire show, I would say maybe 20 minutes ago, let's do it again, because practice makes perfect, correct?
Absolutely.
So anyway, well, let's just start out with the introductions. Bobby, why don't you tell us where you're from, what you're doing now, and kind of what you're all about.
I'm Bobby. I grew up in the Hutchinson Silver Lake area. I'm married to Beth, Is that the same name I used last time?
I think it was. I mean, yes,
Yes.
yes, it
Okay.
was.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm married to Beth. And I'm not sure if she's watching or not, but I didn't hear any yelling. So, but anyway, I've got 3 kids. They
If I
go to
see a
school here.
cast iron skillet come across the stair and hit you in the head, then I'll know.
You'll know.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm pretty boring. It's just me and I'm me and I'm here and
I think you're far from boring, sir. You are well, one, you're very well versed in music history here in Minnesota. Um, Bobby and I went last weekend. We went to the Minnesota Music Hall of Fame down in New Ulm, and the guy at the front desks there will fill you full of more knowledge than you can pack in 5 minutes. And he and Bobby knew a lot of the same people, and then they both got to talking. And so, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you fit in with Minnesota music history?
so music has always been part of our family, and I'll show the T-shirt here. Bob's Clover Clan. That's my grandma and grandpa. So they the music has been always been there. So they played in the Kimball, Kingston bar scenes there. They had a country band. Um, their son Greg, he was the drummer for Clover. Clover is one of the bands that's in the Music Hall of Fame. My other uncle, who lives in Colorado, he's got a band called Tommy and the Cruisers, and that is um, he has his son that plays bass, and then his grandson plays guitar, and his other grandson plays drums. So it's kind of a family deal. Um, and then my aunt, who has passed away, unfortunately, she had a band called the J. Tormson Band. She played in Colorado. She played in Minnesota, and so it's always been there. Music has always been a part of my life. Um, and I think that's why I gravitated towards all these bands that were local. Every time I went to a fair, every time we went somewhere, I enjoyed everything, but I always, hey, there's live music, and that was always something that just spoke to me. And I luckily and undeservedly, I've gotten to actually play drums with a lot of the musicians that are in the Music Hall of Fame. The musicians are just amazing. What they do is amazing. The things that they can do with their instruments is amazing. I played Wipeout with a Papa band. I mean, there wasn't even a guitar; it was saxophone, and so that was kind of fun. At the McLeod County Fair, that was a different. I've never played Wipeout with the horn section, so that was a
Oh, wow.
interesting. But we did it, and it was fun. Um, so yeah, it's music's always been there, and it's always been a big part of my life.
Well, that's very cool. That's very cool. Um, so you actually got to see your uncle and stuff at the Hall of Fame, correct? His photo was there.
His photo was there on my shirt.
Oh, okay.
The photo, actually, the Clover photo was with the drummer before him that had passed away. But yeah, the album is there and stuff like that. But yeah, the picture, unfortunately, the picture they had there wasn't him, but he was on my shirt.
Okay, there you go. Should have donated. No, you can't donate the shirt.
I can make another one and donate it if they want it.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. Um, so that was, I mean, that was a really fun time. That was a good Saturday. Um, what I also noticed that I mean, you and I got to talk over a couple of burritos that day
Mm-hmm.
and a cup of coffee, and you are doing, and we've also dealt with each other since you asked me to play for your daughter's benefit. But you are doing a lot to promote the arts here in this area. Would you like to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I'm the vice president of the T-Bird Community Arts. Um, what a big thing that they do is the musical that we have in Winthrop here. and then other plays. They have a kids arts week coming up in June. They do so many things to promote the arts. And I was talking to some of the people, and the local art teacher is involved helping with the art part of it. And there's a lot of people that are involved with the musicals and stuff like that. And I wanted to try to fill a void of the music part of it. I love all the arts. Like I said, I would have never graduated from school. There's no way I would have graduated. A horrible student, but I was in jazz band, I was in band, I was in choir. I was a drumline. I got to do all that stuff, and that's what kept me interested in school. And and God bless my mom and dad for letting me have a drum set upstairs. I thought it sounded cool, but I bet downstairs it sounded horrible. With just drums playing, the music was in my head, it wasn't in theirs. So many nights I can't believe that they were watching TV downstairs and I was upstairs banging on the drums. But yeah, so with the community arts, I want to make sure that we can keep promoting local art and getting that out into the community.
That's very cool. Yeah, they so this it's saying that we went off on Facebook already.
Oh no.
Yeah. just said it when we went off like 10 minutes ago. It's showing that we're live, but I don't, maybe it's just the way it's recording. I don't know. We're still on? Okay, never mind. We can
do it again.
Yeah, let's just do it like 4 or 5 times tonight. Whatever. Right. So for some reason, like the comments aren't coming up on here, and there has been people commenting on the Facebook, but not on this. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have a talk with customer service.
Are they good comments?
They are good comments. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so far they are.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes until the end.
Yeah, right. So this I've been talking about doing an album project with a friend, and this is the friend that I'm doing the album project with. It's a bucket list, a project of yours. Would you like to fill us all in on this, on where this is coming out of?
Absolutely. So again, you see I got my Christmas tree. I got to have that going year round. When I was younger, in my bedroom, I had white Christmas lights going around the whole outer perimeter of my room, and I'll never forget the one John Lennon album was the one that I remember the most. But I'd shut all the lights up and just leave them on, lay on the floor, and just listen and feel John Lennon. Right? I mean, his vocals, his words, the way he enunciated stuff, everything. And I listened to the album over and over and over again and heard every single part of it. And I did that with Born in the USA. I did it with Dire Straits. I just would get into something and I would literally play it to death and listen to hear every different chord. And it just, I don't know, it was different in my head. And I remember laying there going, I had just watched Happy Days, and the Fonz had made a bucket list, and he said he wanted to have it done before a certain age. I don't remember what it was, and he hadn't done it. He had one thing left on his bucket list, and that's kind of what made me think of doing this bucket list. So I came up with a list, and it was, I didn't, let's just say I didn't challenge myself, right? It was like, well, I want to go and have a Coke with a buddy. I mean, that was on my bucket list. So we went and did that. And like, yes, I got one thing knocked off. But one of the things that I wanted to do was an album. I want to play on an album. I want to sing on an album. I'm not good at singing or playing, but I still want to do it. I just, that's on my bucket list, along with hiking the Superior Hiking Trail, 312 miles. And I'm not in any shape at all to do that now, or probably ever, but those are the two things that were on my bucket list. So I gave up on the 300 miles of walking and decided that I have a better chance of getting this album done before I'm 50, because, like I said, once you hit that, you might as well not even get out of bed, right?
Right. Right.
Right. But so it's just something I wanted to do, and I'll be honest, I was nervous about it when I was younger, but now I'm like, you know what, I want to do it. I don't care if anybody likes it or not. I'm doing it for me because I always wanted to do it.
Right. And I think, that's one of the things I've really admired about you is you kind of just throw caution to the wind and you just do it, you know? I've noticed that you encourage the people here in this town to do the same as well. You said, well, what's one thing you'd like to see done in Winthrop? And how would you go about getting it done? And a
Right.
lot of people expect somebody else to do those things for them instead of just being proactive and trying to do it. And again, we've all got that little voice of doubt in the back of our heads, like, oh, you can't do it. I have that voice of doubt before every podcast. Tonight, it's been verified that I was like, maybe you shouldn't do this anymore. But
You know what you do to that voice? You slap the shit out of it, and it doesn't talk to you anymore.
oh, I do, but he's resilient as hell.
Oh, okay.
He has been since, I don't know, the age of 12.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, but look, you and I have talked about the things you have kind of going. And one of the things is the shop that you guys are opening, the Mercantile.
Yep.
You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So, this all started many, many years ago. I used to go out in groves and buy old cars, and I'd part them out, and I'd go to swap meets and sell the stuff. And there were some antiques, and there was stuff that we did going to swap meets to sell. And my wife and I had always talked about, boy, it'd be kind of cool to have our own store. That'd be easier than going to all these swap meets. And my wife now works at a school. She's a para, and so she has the summers off. So I said, let's figure this out. And I went to the EDA in town here, and they were so helpful in getting this done. So we purchased a building. We are in the process of remodeling, and we are going to open an antique store called Winthrop Mercantile. There's rumors that another boutique place is going to open very close to us, and I hope that happens, because if we can get 3 or 4 things for people, they'll come here. They'll say, hey, let's run to Winthrop for the weekend, or for the day, because there's these 4 or 5 shops. There's a good place to eat. We just all got to work together in the community to make this happen, and we'll bring people into town. People, yeah. I believe Winthrop could be a destination place for a girls' night or a girls' day. They all come out, or a guys' day, whatever. And we got the drive-in open. There's so many things that we could be promoting all together. But one thing with our Mercantile, I call it the long room. There's a room on the side it was actually 3 rooms, and we removed the walls and put headers up. And we wanted to make a place for kids that need extra help, right? If they need a tutor to come, to go to your house with a tutor, it's kind of hard because there's so many distractions. So sure. If we had a place that the kids could go and they could do stuff after school, anything to learn, we want to do that. And then we also want to do, say, make a wreath, right? You can have somebody can teach a class on how to make a Christmas wreath. I would go to that class because Christmas is the greatest time of year. But also with that too, I'd like to do a live from Winthrop Mercantile and have a musician come in and play and sing for a little bit, and have a pizza party in there, and have maybe 20 people in there to watch. But and I will supply the pizza and say you have to clap, and that way the musician feels good about themselves, right? That sure. People are clapping, and then hopefully people will hire the musicians to do it.
You should get an applause sign.
Oh, lighted applause. Yes. I'm going to find one. That's going to be amazing. Yep, I'm going to find one of them.
Or we can make one.
We can do anything. but yeah, so that's another thing we like to do. With that, we want to start. We're working on starting a nonprofit, so we can help people. We're calling it Together We Can, Winthrop's Together We Can Foundation, and that will be to. I want to. I don't want to see like a kid go to school and say, "Well, I want to play trombone," but there's $700 and we can't afford a trombone. Well, I'd like to, with our foundation, let's find a used trombone and get it fixed and get everything working right, and we have this stuff for kids. And I hate to see a kid especially go without art supplies or go um, without an instrument. I mean, I annoyed the crap out of my parents, and I think every kid should be able to annoy their parents by learning how to play an instrument.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I like I told the story to you before, but my daughter, um one of the things I really liked about actually both my daughters is I always told them, okay, that's a great dream, but in reality you should have this backup plan because, this doesn't really happen a lot. And then they prove me wrong. And then they feel bad that they prove me wrong, and I'm like, "No, that's what I want you to. I want you to prove me wrong."
Yep.
You know? Um my youngest daughter was one of those kids that could just pick up an instrument and play it, you know? Give her a week or two and she's got it mastered. She did that with the saxophone. She did that with the piano. She did it with the ukulele, and it's just like, holy cow. My oldest daughter, when she was going to school, going to college, she wanted to be a journalist and she wanted to be a writer like her old man, and um, I told her, I said, well, that's a great dream, honey. But you should have a backup plan, She's like, no, I'm gonna write for the newspaper and blah blah. I'm like, oh, okay. And what does she do right out of college? She's writing for the newspaper. I'm like,
All
oh my
right.
god, yeah. So, yeah, it's always great to one to have the kids prove you wrong, and even though like maybe you tried at something and you failed when you were that age, but to see them succeed or overcome it, it amazes me, and it makes me really proud that they're my kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know there was a project. I was in a band called Downtime down in Fairmont, and we tried to start kind of a program where if kids wanted to learn how to play, then they could come out and we would just spend time with them, teaching them chords, or like the drummer would teach them about drumming or whatever, and boom, boom, boom. It was kind of cool to see kids excited to hang out with, old guys like us.
Yeah.
So, and just really be able to click with having music be our bridge, So, um, but speaking of that, you have did we talk about your album?
Yep.
We did
Right.
talk about your. Well, yeah, we've done this twice, so I just want to, remind myself what we have talked about, what we haven't talked about. So we talked about the long room, we talked about the store. Um, what about the vacant lot project? You want to
So
talk about
that's
that?
yeah. So what you are going to learn, because we are fast becoming friends, is my biggest thing is I have an idea. Like, so anybody, if there's anybody watching this that has been any involved with me at all, knows that's my key saying is I got an idea. So there is a vacant lot in town that has not been being used, and I'm hoping with our nonprofit getting started that we can get that lot and turn it into a place where people can go, turn it into like a park. Um, in my head, I am envisioning a water uh, deal in the middle, so you can sit around that. A little stage, a place that people can create a statue and put it in there, and we can change them out. Um, a place to do an art show, an outdoor art show, hang up art, hang lights up. It's just a vacant lot now, and I can see all this stuff that would be so fun to do in there. And again, it's another thing for people to say, hey, let's go to Winthrop. They got that arts park, let's go check it out.
Yeah.
See what's in there this week. And I would love to partner with the school and get the kids to do an art show outdoors. And also we do, our town is kind of unique in the fact that we've got all these different celebrations, right? I mean, a lot of towns have one celebration and that's it. We've got the Farm City Fun Fest, Grackle Days. We've got the Christmas in the Country. I think that'd be cool to have a Christmas in the Country where you can walk through this little park, with lights and get some hot chocolate and look at some artwork and have somebody stand in a little stage and play Christmas music or whatever. The Grinch run around. I don't care. Just anything fun and to bring people into town. And not only to bring people in town, but I love to see the pride that people have for living here. I lived in Hutchinson most of my life, and Hutchinson's a great town. In my opinion, it's a metropolis. I mean, it's 16,000 people, and this is crazy. I grew up in Silver Lake with 900
Yeah.
people.
Right.
So it's a whole different atmosphere. I'll be honest, when we moved to Winthrop 7 years ago, it was a stop. We were going to get the house paid off, do a couple things, get a couple things situated, and we were going to move up north. And we were here for about a year, and we looked at each other and said, this is it. This is where we're going to live. This is our forever home. We're going to raise our kids here, and we're going to stay here. We really love this town. I'm not sure what the people in the town think of me, but we love the town. So
you're always going to have your naysayers, though. You will
Yeah.
always have naysayers, no matter where you live.
So you're saying that because I can't see the comments, and people are like, "Get this guy off your show."
No, actually, let me just check over there. No, it's actually, yeah, you've gotten some good comments.
Well, I've paid a couple people $5-6 a piece to make good comments. I don't know if it's them or not, but
wait a minute, they got $5-6?
Yes.
I only got $1.50.
Well, you didn't say anything nice yet.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, gonna work on that a little bit. So what? The whole when you brought us out there and told us what you want to do, I got really excited about it. Because I mean something like that. I know people really want a splash pad out here. Yep. That doesn't excite me because I don't think that they would really want me splashing around in a splash pad. I don't look good in a bathing suit, but
me neither. Nobody wants to see that.
But maybe they do. I mean,
I doubt it.
Who knows? I'm still trying to figure out how I got the girlfriend I have now. I'm just like, what? I didn't even have to get her drunk.
That's awesome because I've been with mine for 28 years and she's drunk. I mean, she has to have been the whole time to make this feasible, but
right. Yeah, I don't know. It's the luck of the draw, I think, is how that works. But yeah, so we've got a gig coming up next week, and you've agreed to play the cajon.
Yes, I'm going to do my best.
All right. So we're going to get together sometime this weekend, have a fire, yep, and do some jamming. That's at 5 o'clock in Lafayette. So I'm going to have to get off work early to get out there. But anyhow, yeah. So if anybody out there wants to come out and check it out. Again, Bobby and I are getting together for the first time to play this weekend. So we're not going to be the Rolling Stones probably, but we'll be some guys that are really passionate about playing, and that's really kind of what it's all about. Whoa. I really wanted to highlight you on this because I do think you're a huge positive force, and
that a fat joke?
No. Like I should be telling fat jokes over here, so no, no, I really do.
Thank you.
You're a breath of fresh air. I'm glad you and I have met and become friends. I'm excited for your projects. I'm excited to help you in any way that I can. Um, Still, probably the most amazing thing I saw this weekend was when we stopped and you saw a lawnmower that was free on the side of the road, and he said, "I'm gonna go check this out. I can't pass a free lawnmower." And you went out there, and I saw you pull on it a couple times, and yeah, I'm taking it. And then you put it in the back of your truck, and I'm like, wow. And he said, "Oh, I'll have it going by the end of the day." And you had it going like 10 minutes after you dropped me off. And there was a free lawnmower. And
Yeah.
the guy that gave it away is probably watching this going, "Are you freaking kidding me? I just spent $300 on a new one." So,
Yeah.
but all right, well, hey man, I really appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you being the one to offer the olive branch for friendship. Um, yeah, and I appreciated the trip last weekend to the museum. And I look forward to getting together with you this weekend at Jam and roast some stuff over some fire.
Everybody's invited. Whoever wants to come, just come to my place. We are going to have a bonfire. We'll roast some hot dogs, whatever. Just hang out.
Um, yeah, everybody come on.
I can't see how many people are watching. So if there's like 1,000 people watching, this could end up being a very interesting Sunday.
Gonna need a lot of hot dogs.
Right?
Or marshmallows
Yeah, something.
painted up like hot dogs.
Right.
So, in lieu of the gig on Wednesday, I'm going to, in the last Tunes on Tuesday was season 2, episode 12, and I usually end a season with 12 episodes. So, there will be no Tunes on Tuesday this coming Tuesday, because I will probably be scrambling to practice for Wednesday night. Wednesday night, Apocalypse Hump Day is still on. It's just gonna be an hour later than usual because I'll be playing. And I think we get done playing about 7, and then there's Teardown, and then they usually give me a free burger and a beer for playing. So that's always a good thing. So, and we're probably gonna busk it. So I'm gonna just have the guitar case open. If people want to throw money in there, they can. If not, yeah, I'll throw something at them or spit on them. I don't know. I might be like the Ramones or whatever and just totally cut them down on stage. Something like that. Rock and roll, right? So, anyways, folks, I hope you guys all have a great Memorial weekend. If you're not out of town already or you're just staying home, I hope you have a safe one, and we get to see you guys next week. Again, no tunes for Tuesday on Tuesday, but we're back again on Apocalypse Hump Day. And Bobby and myself and Mike will be at Dave's place in Lafayette 5 o'clock. And we'll be singing to a bunch of bikers. So if we don't do good, we're probably going to get our asses kicked.
Whoa,
Which is
we're in
cool. I
trouble.
haven't been in a bar brawl in a long time. So,
That's true.
all right, man. Have a good night. We'll see ya.
Thank you for sharing your talents with everybody, man.
Oh, your mic went off or something.
Oh,
Can't hear
I
you.
just said thank you for sharing your talents.
It is what it is. We'll see ya. Have a good night, everybody.